Good afternoon, everyone. Dear shareholders, good afternoon. I, Anjali Singh, Chairperson of the Board, welcome you all to the 60th Annual General Meeting of Gabriel India Limited. The time is 2:30 p.m. and we can now commence the meeting. I request the Company Secretary to brief the members.
Thank you, ma'am. In view of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Securities and Exchange Board of India had provided certain relaxations to listed entities during calendar year 2020 and 2021, including conducting annual general meeting through video conferencing or other audiovisual means. The condition to print and dispatch the annual reports to the shareholders was also dispensed with. The aforesaid relaxations were extended to calendar year 2022. Accordingly, the annual reports of the company financial year 21-22 were sent by electronic means to all those shareholders. Email IDs were registered with the company or depositories. Now, few instructions about the virtual meeting. All others have been kept on mute. Speakers will be unmuted once their name is called. Speed and volume of audio video mode for joining the meeting by members depends on internet capacity. For any queries relating to attendance or e-voting at the meeting, members can call on helpline toll-free number 1800-309-4001. I request the chairperson to kindly start with the proceedings.
I'm now starting with the formal proceedings of the meeting. I've been informed, based on the registrations received from the shareholders for virtual meeting, that the requisite quorum for the meeting is present. I therefore call this meeting in order. Since the meeting is through electronic means, no proxies are allowed to attend the meeting. The company has received representations under Section 113 of the Companies Act 2013, and the details are available with the scrutinizer. I would like to inform that the statutory registers as required under the Companies Act 2013 are made available for electronic inspection to all members. Now let me introduce to the Board of Directors, statutory auditors, and the scrutinizer of the meeting, secretarial auditors and cost auditors who are attending this AGM and have joined through the video conferencing from their respective locations. Mr. Aditya Vij is a non-executive independent director who joined Gabriel's board on the 31st of March 2015. He is the chairman of the audit committee also. Mr. Pradeep Banerjee is a non-executive independent director who joined Gabriel's board on the 14th of December 2017. He is the chairman of the nomination and remuneration committee and the stakeholders relationship committee. His reappointment is to be regularized in today's meeting. His brief resume was also a part of the notice for this AGM. Ms. Matangi Gaushankar is a non-executive independent director who joined Gabriel's board on the 14th of February 2020. Ms. Pallavi Joshi Baku is a non-executive independent director who joined Gabriel's board on the 26th of May 2021. Mr. Manoj Kulakta, your managing director of the company, with whom, of course, you are all very familiar. Mr. Atul Jaggi is the deputy managing director of the company from 26th of May 2021. He's also well known to you all. The other participants in this meeting are Mr. Rishi Lukara, the Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Nilesh Jain, your company secretary, Mr. Neeraj Sharma, partner of PwC, our statutory auditors, Mr. Mohege, partner of the Joshi and Associates, cost auditors, Mr. Pavan Chandek, practicing company secretary, partner of KPRC Associates, our secretarial auditors, Mrs. Jyoti, practicing company secretary, scrutinizer of the meeting. I will now pause to just start my chairperson's speech. Dear shareholders, my colleagues on the board, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. A warm welcome to all of you to the 60th annual general meeting of your company. I do hope that you are all well and in good spirits. Once again, we are conducting this meeting virtually. However, I'm looking forward to meeting you all face to face at next year's AGM in Pune. Despite the challenges this year, 2021 and 22 have seen, your company has endeavored to translate opportunities into growth by prudently blending together our capabilities and our capacities. We are fortunate to have inherited a strong foundation and over the years have built and consolidated a robust operating model that acts as an effective roadmap for our businesses. The Indian economy continues to grow from strength to strength and is asked to be one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. According to the National Statistics Office, the Indian economy grew by 8.7% in 2021 and 22. This reiterates that India's underlying economic fundamentals are strong, and despite the short term turbulences, the impact on the long term outlook will be marginal. The government of India's growth enhancing policies and schemes, such as production linked initiatives and the push towards self reliance, as well as increased infrastructure spending that will kick off from 2023, are all positive steps and position us well for the future. Over the last few months, we have seen the opening of economic activities and an increased surge in private consumption. Today, the concept of mobility is undergoing a major transformation globally, opening up newer opportunities for growth and expansion, which has further propelled the automotive sector in India. The shift towards electric, electronics, and hybrid cars that are safe, reliable, efficient is a well development for us at Gabriel India. We have consistently aligned ourselves with the changing dynamics of the industry and now intend to focus our attention on EV segment. We already made substantial progress towards developing new models and acquiring customers, which in the long run will help us achieve first mover advantage and gain market leadership across the electric two and three-wheeler segments specifically. Despite the economic turmoil and market volatility, I am proud to share that your company has recorded a satisfactory performance in 21-22 with our highest ever revenue reaching 2,332 crores against a 1,695 crores in 2021. We reported a 38% growth compared to last year. The EBITDA and PBT also witnessed a strong growth of 42% and 62% respectively. The margins, however, remain under pressure because of the continued increase in raw material pricing across this quarter. Automotive and digitization are two topics that you will hear a lot of going forward. We continue to evolve in tandem with the emerging trends. Our emphasis is now on achieving sustainability in the automotive sector by amalgamating technology with innovation. With regard to process innovation, we have strengthened turnaround time and product quality with minimum human intervention. Such initiatives are on par with our constant endeavor to promote R&D, innovation, and technology as our continuous improvement processes. With our leadership in technology and our proven track record, our positive steps towards digitization will help us achieve and unlock the next level of growth. During the year, we launched a new state-of-the-art R&D technology center at our Chakan plant, which will enable us to strengthen our design and engineering capabilities and further improve our product reliability. It is a fully equipped center that has the capacity to handle all aspects of a product's life cycle, from its concept stage to prototyping to testing and validation. We are proud of this achievement and will be screening a short video on the Technology Center after my speech for all of you to see what we have created. Over the year 21-22, your company won a total of 71 awards, including recognitions from ACMA, CII, and other customers. Among these prestigious honors were the award for new product development from Honda Motorcycle, Best Supplier of the Year award from Tata Genuine Parts, while Fortune India gave us the first rank in the next 500 companies list. For the past 60 years, we have consistently grown our assets by constantly paying dividends to our shareholders. As per the recommendation from our board of directors, the total dividend at 1.6 per share, which marks up 160% on the face value of 1 per share for the financial year 21-22. Gabriel India has always supported technologies that are sustainable because we believe that such technologies will enable us to reduce our impact on the environment and improve our products and manufacturing processes sustainably. To that end, we practice on site recycling and have implemented zero liquid discharge fluid treatment facilities in our Hosur, Chakan, and Nasik plants for wastewater. Our mission is to reduce our carbon footprint and conserve energy. Therefore, our initiatives are concentrated on achieving a sustainable, energy efficient future. We aim to become carbon neutral by 2027 by reducing greenhouse gases emissions, energy conservation, and water conservation with zero wastage. For us at Gabriel India, corporate social responsibility is an integral part of our organization. It is in tune with our desire to be responsible citizens. Our CSR initiatives with focus on education, skill development, health, hygiene, and community conservation are aimed at improving and empowering the lives of the communities through various beneficial programs. Among them are trained unskilled youth, improving infrastructure in partnering with government schools to support government health facilities, scholarship programs for girls, to just highlight a few of the initiatives. Looking at the gradual recovery from the pandemic and the year ahead, your company is well positioned to continue to prosper in the future while creating value for our stakeholders and other business associates. Our commitment to sustainability will remain a guiding force in our way forward. With proven capabilities in manufacturing backed by strong technology and close attention to quality, we continue to build a dynamic brand connect that will help us grow and maintain our market leadership and supremacy. We have the best and most well equipped teams, and we are confident that they will keep your company in a strong position so that we can fulfill our vision of being amongst the top 5 shock absorber manufacturers in the world. I wish to thank my colleagues on the board for their continued leadership and guidance to your company and employees. Our shareholders, as always, serve as a pillar of strength in steering Gabriel towards greater achievements and success. At last, my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to all our employees, management, the Anand Executive Board, and our valued stakeholders for their consistent cooperation and unstinted efforts. I look forward to your continued support and great confidence with optimism. My best wishes to you all, and thank you very much. I now request the moderator to run the short video on the Technology Center.
Gabriel India Tech Center at Chakan, Pune is a world-class product engineering, development and test facility for automotive shock absorbers in passenger cars, commercial vehicle and railway coaches. Our constant endeavor investing in R&D, innovation and technology are considered integral to our continuous improvement process. Our capabilities include product design and development, testing and validation, process engineering automation, in production assemblies and data integration. We have built integrated operations, associations with global technology partners, and developed a strong R&D focused team. We strongly believe that the investments made towards technological advancements has positioned us well for long-term growth. Our belief of building the future with an equal care for product, people, and planet represents a dream that must be fulfilled no matter what it takes in order to create a sustainable ecosystem.
I would like to request Mr. Kolhatkar to give information which is of general interest to the members now.
Thank you, Chairperson. Dear shareholders, namaste and a very good afternoon to all of you. Hope you and your families are safe and healthy. This is the third time that we are unable to have in physical media, but able to connect to this virtual platform. I thank you all for joining us today. I would like to run through a brief presentation highlighting the various aspects of the company for the financial year 21-22, the year gone by, and also for the first quarter, which is April, May, and June of 2022. Can I request the moderator to put on the presentation, please? Thank you. Next slide, please. Just a quick update on COVID because it's still not behind us, though yes, thankfully the intensity has reduced and most of us have all vaccinated very well. But we still take all the necessary precautions. Next slide, please. To ensure that we are taking adequate safety measures for all our employees. We have a COVID care helpline. We have a group vaccination policy. So we are administered not only the first 2 doses, but also the booster dose. We have a counseling program to help in terms of mental positivity. We have also a Angel Support Initiative, which was specifically done during the second wave when it hit us very hard. Next slide, please. I'm glad to share that your company still continues to be the #1 in shock absorbers in India. Next. These are the board of directors, my colleagues on the board. So I thank them for all the direction and they have provided all through the year and also for the years coming ahead. Next. And this is the executive leadership team, which is with me today here in the boardroom at Gabriel Chakan. Also thank them for joining and being a source of immense strength for ensuring that we deliver on the results. Next. As you all know, Gabriel is a pioneer of ride control products. Our journey started in 1961. We are across the segments. We are the only company in India which is across all the segments, right from 2, 3-wheelers, passenger cars, commercial vehicles, railways. And also, we are a very strong brand name in the aftermarket, ensuring that the customers get the parts as they want and where they want. Next. This is the footprint on the map of India. As you can see very clearly, we have 7 manufacturing locations. Also, in addition, 3 satellite locations. These are located close to the manufacturing locations of the OEM, so we are next door to them, and in the strategic automotive areas of North, West, and South specifically. Next. Our vision, as the chairperson shared, is to be in the top 5 of the shock absorber manufacturers in the world, and our motto remains same, which is redefining ride comfort. By ensuring that we have good exports, by having domestic dominance, by having good mergers and acquisitions, and also having a strong foundation of technology, which is so very important in our business. Next. When I spoke about exports, glad to share that last year we clocked 100 crores in exports, and this year again the trend continues, and we have a very balanced basket of exports in terms of geography. So as you can see, we are in every continent, almost equally distributed. However, there's a bit of concern due to the conflict going on currently in, as you know, in Ukraine, and our exports was one of our key exports was to Russia. So except for that, our exports continue to be very strong. Next. Our relationships with customers, again, across product segments has been very strong and through several decades. In fact, each one of them, they probably had their first product along with the Gabriel shock absorber. We continue to ensure that we nurture these relationships. Next. A very good positive development is the lead we took in developing shock absorbers and front forks, particularly for the 2-wheeler and 3-wheeler EV players or the electric vehicle of 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers. So as you can see here, we are 60% market share in 2-wheeler sales in terms of vehicles. Our growth has been 85% from 21-22 compared to last year, and we are with all the top models, as you can see, Okinawa, Ampere, Ola, and TVS. The next slide shows you the customers. So all the prominent customers, both in 2-wheelers as well as in 3-wheelers, in this emerging space of EV, which is growing from strength to strength as each one goes. Gabriel is very well entrenched and present with them. Next. Just to recap the financial performance for 21-22, which was the year that went by, as the chairperson shared, we had a very good performance of 38%, and more importantly, we had even higher EBITDA growth of 42% and a PBT growth of 62%. So we have done well with the volumes increase. Yes, last year we still had a month of in 21-22. So coming to this quarter, next slide, please. These are some of the graphs in graphical representation showing trend. So as you can see, most of the financials took beating, particularly during the COVID year and the year before that when the industry started, losing its steam. But after that, you can see the first year, 21-22, the graph, we are seeing some recovery and coming back to the earlier figures. Next slide, please. Once again, repeating what the chairperson said, we have been consistently paying the dividend, and you can see the last 5 years, despite what happened in the market, we have always remained about 20% of payout ratio, and last year was 1.6 rupees per share. Next. This is the Q1 performance of this current year, which we just declared today in the board meeting in the morning. So again, glad to share that we had the highest ever sales in the quarter, where we crossed 700 crores in one quarter itself. In fact, we did 720 crores of sale in one quarter, and also, which was a growth of almost 60%, and the profitability, in fact, jumped even higher at 180% if you talk about EBITDA or PBT. So that's a very healthy growth, thanks to excellent efforts by all the Gabriel team. Next slide, please. If you see for the last 7 years, right from 2014-15 to 21-22, you can see the graphs of each segment in terms of the market performance, which is, if you see two-wheelers, there has been a negative growth. Three-wheelers is the same negative growth. Passenger car, very marginal increase. Commercial vehicle, a 2% growth over the 7-year period in the market. Compared to that, if you see the box below where it says, talks about Gabriel, your company has done growth which is 8%, 6%, 4%, 7%, which clearly indicates that we have been consistently outperforming the industry year after year. Next slide, please. These are some of the of 21-22 which I would like to share with you on this forum. Of course, we rolled out the most important vaccination program. We introduced a new technology called the FSD in the Mahindra XUV 700. All of you know, has a waiting list of almost 18 months today in the marketplace. So the product has done extremely well, and the ride performance, particularly of that vehicle, is being appreciated greatly by all the auto journalists. We also had the highest aftermarket sales in the last year. We have continuously focused on improving our margins and profitability through our efforts through an initiative called Core 90, which is cost reduction 90 days. That continues with renewed focus and energy. We have strengthened, as I shared, our penetration in two-wheeler electric vehicles, and we are a very strong player in electric vehicles, two-wheelers, as well as others. So these are some of the key points I would share of 21-22. Next slide, please. Our focus, like rightly mentioned by the chairperson, has been conducting business in a most sustainable manner in terms of ensuring that we have a very good planet. So we have, taken a lot of initiatives like ensuring energy from renewable sources like solar and wind, continuously work programs to reduce energy consumption, and we have also gone for our new buildings with green rating certification from the Green Council of India. So we already done one building in Sanand, which is our new plant, and the tech as well, which you saw the video. We have also applied for the green rating for this building as well. Next, please. These are some of the awards where we have been recognized by our customers and the industry for our efforts in sustainability, and we are completely committed towards this most important initiative that should be espoused by each and every company of the industry today. Next slide, please. These are the customer awards for the year that went by. So we had from Suzuki Motorcycles, we had an award from Honda, we had an award from Tata Motors, and from Pakar and DAF of Netherlands, which is our export customer. We also had an award appreciating our quality delivery and systems by TVS Motor Company, which is one of our largest customers. Next slide, please. And then recently, we also got an award, as I mentioned, Suzuki Motorcycles, and also from Ashok Leyland in the commercial vehicle space. We also, next slide, please. We also got other awards from various other customers: Toyota, Honda, Wheels India, Eicher commercial vehicles. Next. And also industry awards, which are again very important because this gives recognition for the brand Gabriel and for the practices that we conduct in doing our. So we have got awards from CII, ACMA, Quality Circle Forum of India, and this we have been getting every year. Yeah. So the next slide, please. So thank you. This was a very short presentation. Thank you for your support. Stay safe and take care. Thank you, and hope to see you next year in Pune. I request the chairperson to continue with the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj. The annual report and the notice convening the 60th annual general meeting was dispatched through electronic means. With your permission, I take the notice as read. The independent auditor's report on the company's financial statements for the financial year 21-22 are unqualified. With your permission, I take the report as read. I now commence to transact the business contained in the notice dated 24th of May 22 and request the company secretary to read out the proceedings, please.
Thank you, ma'am. The company had provided 2 modes to the shareholders for casting their vote on the resolution set out in the notice convening the AGM: remote e-voting and electronic voting facility at the annual general meeting, which is also called as InstaPoll. The remote e-voting facility was made available to all members from August 1, 2022, 9 a.m. to August 3, 2022, 5 p.m. through e-voting portal of KFin Technologies Limited, and the same has been closed. InstaPoll at the AGM is being made available to enable members who have not casted their votes through remote e-voting to exercise their voting rights. The InstaPoll window shall be activated upon instruction by the chairperson during the AGM proceedings. Mrs. Savita Jyoti has been appointed as an independent scrutinizer for scrutinizing the remote e-voting as well as InstaPoll process in a fair and transparent manner. The members who have already voted through remote e-voting shall not be eligible to participate in the voting today. However, they can participate in the AGM. The members are requested to click on the InstaPoll icon on the web page and follow the instructions to vote on the resolution. On completion of InstaPoll process, the voting results will be declared within 48 hours based on scrutinizer's report, and the same would be published on the company's website and uploaded on NNC and website. Now I request Mr. Atul Jaggi to continue with the proceedings.
Thank you, Nilesh. With the permission of the chairperson and the members, may I now move the resolutions by calling the brief description of the resolution. Since the meeting is through electronic mode, no proposing and seconding of resolutions will be there. Combined results of remote e-voting and InstaPoll during the meeting will be considered for approval of the resolutions. Resolution number 1, adoption of the audited financial statements of the company for the financial year ended March 31st, 2022, together with the reports of Board of Directors and auditors thereon. Resolution number 2, declaration of the final dividend on equity share for the financial year ended March 31st, 2022 at rupees 1 per equity share of rupees 1 each. Earlier interim dividend of 55 paisa per equity share was paid for the financial year 21-22. Total dividend for the year is 1.55 per equity share. Resolution number 3, appointment of Mrs. Anjali Singh as a director liable to retire by rotation. Resolution number 4, ratification of remuneration payable to cost auditors for financial year 22-23. Resolution number 5, reappointment of Mr. Pradeep Banerjee as non-executive independent director of the company, not liable to retire by rotation, to hold office for a term of 2 consecutive years, commencing from December 14, 2022 to December 13, 2024. Resolution number 6, reappointment of Mrs. Anjali Singh as Executive Chairperson, whole-time Director of the company for a period of 5 years from May 15, 2022 to up to May 14, 2027, and payment of remuneration. Resolution number 7, payment of commission at the rate up to 1% of the net profits of the company to non-executive directors for a period of 5 years commencing from April 1st, 2022. Now I request the chairperson to continue with the proceedings.
The e-voting window shall be activated for allowing the members to vote during the AGM. Members are requested to vote by clicking on the InstaPoll button visible on your screen. Now I request the shareholders, those who are registered as speakers, to ask the questions or give any comments concerning the director's report and the audited financial statements. The answer to the questions will all be provided once all speakers complete asking the questions. I now request the moderator to allow speakers to speak one by one.
Thank you, madam. After pronouncement of speaker's name, the speaker will be unmuted to speak. The speakers are requested not to repeat the questions already asked and restrict the speech to maximum of 3 minutes. Now I request our first speaker, Lekha Satisha. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, madam. Lekha Satisha.
Hello. Hello. Can you
Yes,
hear me, ma'am?
you are audible, madam. Please proceed.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Respected chairperson, ma'am, board of directors, and my fellow members. Good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Lekha Shah from Mumbai. Namaste, madam. First of all, I'm very much thankful to our company secretary and his team, especially Archana ma'am, Aradhana ma'am, for extending very good investor services and also sending me the AGM notice well in time, which is full of knowledge, fact and figures in place. Thank you, Chairman sir and Sanjay sir, for explaining us well about the company. Congratulations for excellent work, sir. I pray to God that He always shower His blessing upon you, ma'am. I would thank to all the personnel of company for receiving awards and recognition by the various plans during the year 21 and 22. And also, I'm happy the company is doing very well the field of CSR activities. Ma'am, I would like to ask few questions. My first question is, has there been any impact of COVID second wave on the company operations? My second question is, what is the roadmap for the next 2 years? My third question is, are your employees are working from home or they are working from the office? So I would like to say, I strongly support all the resolutions for today's meeting and my best wishes always our company and its prosperity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Shikant Marathi. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. Mr. Shashikant Marathi. Mr. Marathi, seems he is not corrected at this point of time. So now we move on to our next speaker, Tushar D. Soda. Mr. Soda, I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir.
Good evening to all participants. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Thank you. Respected Chairperson, Madam, eminent Board of Directors, and my fellow shareholders, my name is Tushar Soda, and I have joined our virtual AGM from Mumbai. I thank our Secretarial Department for timely delivery of the annual statements. Many congratulations to entire team Gabriel for good set of numbers once again. Thanks to the V-shaped recovery, our company has recorded highest ever revenues of 2,300 crores. We thank you for the highest dividend of 155%, including the interim dividend. Even the first quarter results for the quarter ending 30th of June 2022 today morning are very encouraging, and I am very much confident that this year 2023 will also be a best year ever. There is a mention about margins under pressure owing to raw material pricing. Net profits of our company in pre-COVID years used to be around 4 to 5%. How soon do you expect the margins to regain those levels? Ours is a virtually debt-free company. Despite several headwinds and pandemic, our finance department has done a wonderful job with company performing well on practically all financial parameters. Kindly inform some more details about level 0 automation, that is Garuda. What is our preparedness and readiness to emerging needs of the EV segment? I had read a media article about Anand Group planning investments of about 1,000 crores for electrical vehicle components. What role will Gabriel India play in that domain? What is the percentage capacity utilization currently? Also, please inform what is the percentage contribution of top 10 customers for total revenues. How are we placed to face the challenges of forex fluctuations, raw material availability, and higher freight rates? I request you to kindly elaborate on the growth plans for future growth. As always, I extend my support to Gabriel India and wish for a bright financial performance on a sustainable basis. Thank you, Chairperson Madam. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to put forth my queries. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Bimal Kumar Agarwal. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, sir. Mr. Bimal Kumar Agarwal. Looks that Mr. Agarwal is currently not available. Now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Hiranand Kotwani. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and speak, sir. Mr. Kotwani. So he is also not joined. So now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Dinesh Gopaldas Bhatia. Mr. Bhatia, I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, sir. Mr. Bhatia.
तो हाँ, मेरा आवाज सुनाई देता है सर?
Yes, sir. Please proceed, sir.
मेरा वीडियो भी दिख रहा है क्या सर? हाँ, मेरा ऑडियो वीडियो दोनों आ रहा है सर?
You are audible, sir, and we can see you as well.
चेयरपर्सन मैडम, मैं फर्स्ट तो आपको और आपका एंटायर टीम को कांग्रेचुलेशन कहूँगा कि बहुत बढ़िया रेवेन्यू लिया है, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है आपकी टीम। आप और आपकी टीम का बहुत बढ़िया काम है, वो ये रेवेन्यू में दिखा दे रहा है। जो हमारा लास्ट ईयर का जो रेवेन्यू 1695 करोड़ था, जिसके सामने 50% के करीब हमारा बढ़ गया है। ये 2331.99 करोड़ का जो रेवेन्यू लिया है, बहुत आपकी मेहनत, आपके स्टाफ की सब, आपकी टीम की पूरी मेहनत दिखा रही है, आपकी भी मेहनत है। हमने अभी मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर का जो प्रेजेंटेशन देखा, उसमें हमें काफ़ी जानकारी मिली। उन्होंने भी बहुत बढ़िया प्रेजेंटेशन, आपकी पूरी टीम जो है एक्सेलेंट है, आपके सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट भी है, उनका भी जो शेयर होल्डर के प्रति भावना है, बहुत अच्छी भावना है। रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं हमें कि आप मीटिंग में जरूर आना। तो अभी हमारी 4 मीटिंग है ऑलरेडी, पर हम वो छोड़ के आपकी मीटिंग में आए हैं। तो ये आपका सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट का जो ये शेयर होल्डर के प्रति आपके माफिक उनकी भी भावना बहुत अच्छी है, तो बहुत बढ़िया है। मैं हर एक रिजोल्यूशन में सपोर्ट देता हूँ। खाली मैं एक जानकारी दी है, मेरा सवाल नहीं है आपके सामने, पर खाली के 16 नंबर पेज में हमने दिया है कि विजन टू बी अमोंग्स्ट द टॉप 5 इन ग्लोबल स्टॉक एक्सपर्ट्स। तो हम अभी कितना नंबर पे है? और दूसरा मेरा एक हमारा फॉरेन एक्सचेंज जो है वो अच्छा इनकम है, एक्सपोर्ट अच्छा है, देख रहे हैं। तो हमारा एक्चुअली फॉरेन ग्लोबल बिजनेस में हमारा कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट है और हमारा इनकम कितना है, अर्निंग कितना है और आउटगोइंग कितना है? अगर आप दे सके तो थोड़ा फिगर देंगे। बाकी तो हर एक रिजोल्यूशन में मैं आपको सपोर्ट करता हूँ। ऑल द बेस्ट, थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. Now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Sripal Singh. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, sir. Mr. Sripal Singh. The speaker is not yet joined, madam. So we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Kirti Shah. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera.
Good afternoon, ma'am. चेयरपर्सन अंजलि जी, गुड आफ्टरनून। चेयरमैन मैडम, आपका जो कंपनी है वो सिलेक्टेड शेयर होल्डर को ही खाली आगे बढ़ा रहा है, उसी को ही रिप्लाई कर रहे हैं। आप कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस फॉलो नहीं कर रही है। आपको मैंने एक लंबा चौड़ा ईमेल भेजा हुआ है, आपकी कंपनी रिप्लाई नहीं कर रही है। उसकी वजह क्या है? इतना बढ़िया टर्नओवर, इतनी बढ़िया कंपनी आगे जाने का सोच रही है, इतना बढ़िया एक्सपेंशन प्लान लाने का सोच रही है, तो सही तरह से सही इन्वेस्टर को रिप्लाई करना भी अपना कंपनी का ये ड्यूटी होना चाहिए। मेरी केएमपी से रिक्वेस्ट है कि जो भी इन्वेस्टर सही तरह से सही क्वेश्चन करे, उसका रिप्लाई करना बहुत ही जरूरी है। तो उसके लिए आप जरा सोचिए। विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट। थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम।
Thank you, sir. And now we move on to our next speaker, Celestine Elizabeth Mascarenes. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, ma'am.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible, ma'am?
You are audible, madam. Please proceed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Because this sort of electronically is becoming all hassle. Anyway, but we have to live with it. It's okay. Respected Chairperson, Madam Anjali Singh, MD Manoj Kolatkar, other members of the board, my fellow shareholders attending this VC. I am from Mumbai, speaking from Mumbai, Mrs. C. Mascarenes. I thank the company secretary Nilesh Jain and his team for sending me an e-annual report, and also registering me as a speaker, and very good to Tech, who has given this platform. I cannot video because not sure the bandwidth and all, so I don't want to. At least audio is at least okay there. With this, I go to the annual report, which is very full of informative and adhering all the norms of the corporations. Our work is definitely local conditions. Conditions are working is definitely good. Revenue is up. We must thank Madam and her team, and all very good dividend of 1.55. And what is nice, we have got enable dividend. That's a good thing. We are our company. Either we are getting, we are blessed with dividend, and also nowadays even app is also good. Next, I congratulate for all given in page 29, and also the good CSR work done. I appreciate very much. Your team is very good, and good ESG initiatives shown in the balance sheet. Here, I would like to ask you: have you gone for rating ESG? And if rating, which agency? What is the rating score? If it, we are gradually, my query now, we are gradually transferring with technology. That is very good. That will give us more better performance. So I would like to know, Madam, I would like to know how many new clients added in this last quarter. Second is, we have 10 plants totaling. What is the capacity utilization on an average of this plant? And whether we are thinking of increasing or putting up further plant because of this EV and all requirements. So whether there is that will strike capex, and whether you are thinking of furthering the capex, and for organic, inorganic growth also, whether are planned. We are looking for us, Madam. We are now 2 or 3 years, we are coming this way. So we are looking for a plant visit or a get together as when COVID will be less. And our secretarial team, especially under the leadership of Nilen, our great person is there who always very good in planning, J. Sangvi. So he will definitely both arrange, and definitely we will go to some shrines and all as thanksgiving that now the COVID has the word fear and trauma we were, that has now really fear as now somewhat we know, but we'll suffer 5 days and we'll. So now we must give like giving visit. If you could say yes, this team is there, they will arrange. Rest I don't want to sing. There are so many shareholders support all the resolutions, and I wish my all the best. May we have again one day face to meeting, which not very far away. With this, I thank you very much. I want Mr. Mascarenhas also to say we should all both come together with separate folios.
Hello, I'm a next speaker, and we both used to come to the factory in Pune when Mr. Anand was there. So we have that association, a deep association. Yeah. So with Deep Anand. So and it was a lovely piece to have good interaction. We remember those days. So now coming to the bet is very good. Results are good. We are various products, especially the auto ancillaries and all for various auto, including the trains and all that. Very good. I'm happy to know that we are diversifying. Are we going for further expansion and any expansion? And are we sports? If at all, to which countries of the world, and whether we are getting payment in dollars. If we are getting foreign exchange in dollar terms, we stand to gain because dollar increasing day and depreciating. If so, kindly let us know and what is the revenue on this regard. Other thing, my wife and other shareholders have spoken. I don't want to repeat. So I personally thank you and wish you and your team and all the employees all the very best in the days to come. With this, thank you very much for patient hearing. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Now we move on to our next speaker, Vasudha Vikas Dakwe. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, madam. Please. Vasudha Vikas Dakwe.
Hello, can you hear me, ma'am? Very good. Yes. Very good morning. Very good afternoon, respected chairperson, ma'am, board of directors, and my fellow shareholders. Myself, Vasudha from Thane. I would like to congratulate our secretarial team for sending me the soft copy of the report well in advance, which itself is clear and transparent. Most of the question was asked by my previous shareholders. I don't want to repeat it again. Only one thing I want to know. We have given our physical shares for demat materialization, but we have not yet received any feedback from the RTA side and your end also. Please look into the matter and do the needful. Thank you very much, sir. Madam.
Thank you, madam. Now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Yusuf Yunus Rangwala. I request Mr. Rangwala to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, sir. Mr. Rangwala. It seems he is not joined, madam. So now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Rajesh Kevalram Janani. Mr. Rajesh, I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, sir. Mr. Rajesh. So there is no response from the speaker. Now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Abhishek J. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, sir. Mr. Abhishek.
Can you hear me, sir? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Please proceed.
My name is Abhishek, shareholder of the company. My DP ID IN301637 and client ID is 41359155. So first of all, I congratulate the management on the eve of annual general body meeting. So trust all is well with you and your family. In this challenging situation, our company deserves much more respect than the current market cap. After completing more than a decade of successful operations, profitability, dividend history, and becoming one of the strongest brands in our respective segments, I would like to know how our business has been impacted in these past 3 years of this COVID time. The coronavirus and the subsequent lockdowns have left virtually no industry untouched after the COVID. So whether any employees have been sacked, hired, salary cut in percentage, if any, I would like to know from you, sir. And what are the steps being taken by the management to overcome the statutory contingent liability disputes pending with various forums to settle them amicably as soon as possible? And I would request the management to kindly arrange for a factory visit as soon as the management thinks that the pandemic is ended and it is advisable for the investors to join for the factory visit. And I would request the management to kindly arrange for con call, quarterly presentations, and meeting with global investors on a regular basis so that it will bring a good image of the company in the market.
And I do have some issues with the investor education protection fund. Most of my grandmother shares, after obtaining succession certificate, it has been transferred to IEPF. So I would request the management to kindly intervene and resolve the issue as soon as possible. And it is a question of some small quantity of shares and nothing much to ask. I wish the company and the board of directors a great success and prosperity in the coming future. And thank you for giving the opportunity. Thank you very much, sir. Kindly share the details of the company secretary so that I can contact them with regards to IBF. Nothing much to ask. Thank you very much.
Thank
Hope
you,
to see you in the
sir. Thank you, sir. I now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Rashtriya Bamansa Besania. I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, sir. Mr. Rashtriya Besania. Mr. Bisania is not connected at this point of time. Now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Ramesh Shankar Gola. I request Mr. Ramesh to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed. Mr. Ramesh Shankar Gola is also not logged in currently. Now we move on to our next speaker, Toshki Sam Patel. Mrs. Patel, I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed. No response from the speaker. Now we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Parekh Chetan Anil. Mr. Anil, I request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, sir. Mr. Anil.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please proceed, sir.
And am I visible also?
Not yet, sir. You can turn on your camera.
Now, can I visible?
Yes, sir. Please proceed, sir.
Chairperson, Madam Anjali Singh ji, other board members, and my fellow shareholders. Sir, I am Madam Anil Parekh here from Bombay. First of all, I would like to thank our CS team for extending all kind of support and assisting me to attend this meeting virtually. Madam, it's now high time to have a physical meeting. Since last 3 years, we are unable to meet each other, and it's my earnest request to all the board members to have a physical meeting so that we can meet and greet each other. Nowadays, all the buses, trains, overcrowded. So why can't we have a physical meeting? Having said that, I've gone to the financial performance, excellent performance under the circumstances and challenging environment. Our revenues has grown up to 2332 crores and EBITDA margin, though it is under pressure, but I'm sure we will do much better than this in coming years. And thank you for dividend also. My predecessors has asked many questions, so I will restrict to some few questions. My first question is impact of Ukraine-Russia war on us, and second, global surge oil prices surge in global, and transformation of masses from petrol diesel to EV vehicles. How you are evaluating these three parameters? Please let me know. Also on page 21, we have done some validation in closed cartridge type, open type IAFF, and there are many points mentioned there. So benefits of which, how you are deriving it, I would like to know. Next question, new test methods and investment. We have invested 2.5 million in upgradation and purchase of new instruments. So what would be the benefits and impact on top line and bottom line? I don't have further more questions, but I'm extending all hearted support to you, and thank you for patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we move on to our last speaker, Smita Barsha. I request you unmute your audio, switch on your camera, and proceed, madam. Smita Barsha.
माननीय चेयरपर्सन मिसेस अंजलि जी, एमडी श्री कोल्लाटकर जी तथा अन्य मान्यवर डायरेक्टर्स, मैं बम्बई से स्मिता शाह बात करती हूँ। नमस्ते मैडम, आपको मैं हार्टली अभिनंदन देती हूँ कंपनी के एक्सेलेंट परफॉर्मेंस के लिए, और आपने काफ़ी सारे एक्सेलेंट अवार्ड्स जो प्राप्त किए उसके उपलक्ष्य में आपको अभिनंदन करती हूँ। और आज आपने अपनी लीडरशिप में और एमडी श्री कोल्लाटकर जी का भी हार्डवर्क, मेहनत, उनके सपोर्ट से कंपनी रंग लाई है। साथ में सभी छोटे बड़े एम्प्लॉइज़ और वर्कर्स का भी सच्चा योगदान रहा है। सो आज कंपनी चौगुनी तरक्की के साथ आगे बढ़ती जा रही है। रेवेन्यू अच्छा बढ़ गया है और नेट सेल्स भी बढ़ोतरी में है। सभी में बढ़ोतरी हो रही है। बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन। डिविडेंड भी आपने 1.6 दिया, धन्यवाद मैडम। साथ में हमें बैलेंस शीट समय पर मिल गई, फुल गुड इन्फॉर्मेशन के साथ। इंफॉर्मेटिव ट्रांसफरर बैलेंस शीट के लिए प्लस गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस के लिए मैं कंपनी सेक्रेटरी श्री नीलेश जी को धन्यवाद, अभिनंदन। उनकी हेल्प्स हमें जो मिली, आज हम उनकी मदद से ही हम आज बम्बई से आपके साथ बात करने की अच्छी हमें सुविधा प्राप्त हुई। सो बहुत बहुत नीलेश जी को धन्यवाद। और मैडम, आपने कई टाइम विजिट तो करवाई थी, नासिक, पुणे आदि सभी जगह की। अभी तो ये पूरा सिचुएशन टोटल अभी क्लियर हो जाने पर अगर बन सके तो दिवाली के बाद अपनी एक आपकी जो देवास प्लांट की विज़िट कराने की ज़रूर सोचे। और नेक्स्ट एजीएम में हम आपसे फिज़िकल में ही रहेंगे, हम आपके साथ। और आप सभी को हमारी रिगार्ड्स, आने वाले सभी त्योहार की शुभकामनाएं, और आपको फ्यूचर्स की भी ढेरों शुभकामना करते हुए मैं आज के सभी रिजोल्यूशन में मैं फुल्ली सपोर्ट करती हूँ। और दीपक भाई को भी हमारी रिगार्ड्स जरूर दीजिए। धन्यवाद मैडम।
Thank you, Madam. Chairperson, there are no more speakers. The company can continue with the proceedings.
Thank you. I think Mr. Kolatkar will now first respond to the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Chairperson. So, and thanks to all the shareholders for your very interesting questions. So, I'll try to respond to. I may miss some, but try to group together the responses. Firstly, thanks everybody for all the appreciation that you showered on the company and the performance and all the sessions that you've given. We have noted the importance that all of you as a shareholder community attach to CSR and to ESG and environment. That's really heartening for us more. And be assured that we will continue to do our best and probably best in the industry in this regard. Many of you asked the impact of the second wave. So yes, the second wave was particularly devastating in terms of health our employees, and also sad to share that we also lose two of our employees to this very bad pandemic. But nevertheless, the company responded in terms of the recovery. In terms of revenues, we could have done around 10% even more, higher than what we did, because in the month of, as you remember, in May of 21, we had, as a country, gone under shutdown, and there were a lot of restrictions on manufacturing and also logistics. So we lost almost half of May and half of June last year. To that extent, we did get impacted, but still we delivered the highest ever sales in the history of the company. There were some questions around working from home or from office. We are all working from office, 100%. We did have a part kind of arrangement of work from home for days, especially during the second wave and following that, but we are 100% working from office. However, we take all precautions, all necessary precautions that are needed in terms of COVID appropriate behavior. There were again a lot of questions around utilization. So Mr. Tushar asked about the same. Mascarenas, Mr. and Mrs. Mascarenas asked about the same. There were many, Mr. Abhishek also did refer to the same. So our capacity is roughly in the tune of 60 to 65%. And in fact, in this month, which is the festive season start, it will be even higher in the month of August, September, and October. So we are currently expanding some plants. We did an expansion, as you know, in our Sanand plant earlier. We are doing some expansion in Hosur plant, and we will surely in a year or two add another greenfield plant to our fold. This would most probably be in the southern part of India. Again, a lot of questions on the electric vehicle and how is it panning out for Gabriel. So I did share in my presentation that we have a very good traction in electric vehicle two-wheelers, which is where the action is. The conversion or adoption of two-wheelers is very strong in two-wheelers in electric vehicles. There we have a market share of over 60% already. Whereas in the ICE engines or the combustion engines, this market share for us in two-wheelers is just about 26%. The same in electric vehicles is over 60%. So we have made good moves in the electric vehicles. There was a question by Mr. Abhishek on quarterly calls with investors. Yes, we do that. We also have continuous engagement with investors, global investors as well. And just to connect, they also appreciate the good work we do on CSR and ESG. So we'll continue doing that. We have noted your session, and we'll also, Mr. Abhishek, be in touch for the query that you have, particularly. Mr. Kirti, firstly, apologies if we have not responded. Normally, we do respond. However, you have the mail ID of Jane, our able company secretary. You please write to him, and we'll ensure that your query will be responded to. Mr. and Mrs. Mascarenas, thanks a lot for joining. And this again was a question from many of you. So next year, we surely would want to see you and meet physically. We are also equally missing all of you. So hopefully, let's all pray that COVID is behind us next year, and we will be able to meet physically as we always do in Pune. So those are the few questions I'll quickly put together. And Mrs. Smita Shah, thanks again, once again, for always wishing us well. And if I've missed anybody, so thank you. And once again, stay safe, take care. COVID is still not behind us. We still have maybe a little more to go before we can say we are completely out of it. So thank you once again. Thanks for your support. Thank you.
Thank you,
Request the
Manoj.
chairperson to continue with the proceedings.
Yeah. Thank you, Manoj. The members who have not yet voted may now cast their vote. I request the scrutinizer to submit a report to Mr. Nilesh Jain, Company Secretary of the company, being authorized to declare the results of the voting within 48 hours of conclusion of the AGM to the stock exchange and display the same on the company website. The Instapoll will end on casting the last vote or 15 minutes from the end of this meeting, whichever is earlier. I now declare the meeting as concluded, and I thank you all for your active participation and for all your support. Thank you very much.